76 Days Lost at Sea, the unbelievable true story of survival. Imagine being stranded in the middle of the ocean. No food, no water, no land in sight. The scorching sun burns your skin by day, while freezing winds chill your bones at night. Sharks circle beneath your fragile raft, waiting for a moment of weakness. You are completely and utterly alone. This isn't a movie. It's the real-life nightmare of one man who survived the impossible. 76 Days Lost at Sea. Stephen Callahan was an experienced sailor and adventurer. In January 1982, he set off on what was supposed to be the journey of a lifetime, a solo trip across the Atlantic. Callahan was no amateur. He had designed his own small sailboat, the Napoleon Solo, and had confidence in his ability to navigate the treacherous waters. But just days into his voyage, fate had other plans. Callahan's plan was to sail from the Canary Islands to the Caribbean, a journey that would take weeks. But on the 7th night of his trip, disaster struck. A violent storm rolled in. Massive waves pounded his boat. Alone in the darkness, Callahan fought desperately to keep control. Then, a deafening crack. A sound no sailor ever wants to hear. His boat had been hit. Callahan scrambled to assess the damage. Water was rushing in. His boat was sinking, fast. With only minutes to react, he grabbed his emergency supplies, an inflatable raft, and a survival kit. He barely had time to process what was happening before he was forced to abandon ship. In total darkness, he climbed into the tiny raft and watched helplessly as Napoleon Solo disappeared beneath the waves. Now, adrift in the vast Atlantic Ocean, Callahan had only the essentials: a solar still for water collection, a spear for fishing, a survival manual, and his sheer determination. He had no radio, no way to signal for help, and no idea if anyone was looking for him. The real battle had just begun. The first few days were manageable. Callahan rationed his supplies, hoping for a quick rescue. But as days turned into weeks, his situation became desperate. Dehydration and hunger gnawed at him. The scorching sun left his skin blistered and peeling. He had to adapt or die. With no food, he relied on the ocean. He used his spear to catch fish, but eating them raw made him sick. He soon learned to dry the fish under the sun. It wasn't gourmet, but it was enough to keep him alive. He drank water collected from his solar still, but it was never enough. Every drop was a treasure. As weeks passed, Callahan's biggest battle wasn't just physical, it was mental. Loneliness crept in. His mind played tricks on him. Was that a ship on the horizon? Or just another mirage? He spoke to himself to stay sane, finding comfort in routine, fixing his raft, fishing, collecting water. He clung to hope. But hope was a fragile thing. One night, disaster struck again. A shark attacked his raft, biting through the fabric. Air hissed out. Callahan fought back with his spear, desperately trying to scare it away. The shark eventually left, but his raft was badly damaged. If he couldn't fix it, his journey would end right there, in the belly of the sea. Callahan lost track of time. His body grew weak. His spirit flickered. But on day 76, a miracle happened. On the horizon, a shape. A boat. He waved his arms frantically, using the last of his strength to signal for help. This was his last chance. If they didn't see him, he wouldn't survive much longer. And then, it happened. The crew of a passing fishing vessel spotted him. Against all odds, Callahan had survived the impossible. They pulled him aboard, barely alive but victorious. His ordeal was finally over. Stephen Callahan's story is more than just survival. It's a testament to the strength of the human spirit. His body was battered, but his will to live never wavered. Even in the face of certain death, he found a way to push forward. His story reminds us that survival isn't just about strength, it's about resilience, determination, and the refusal to give up. What would you have done in his situation? Could you survive 76 days lost at sea? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more incredible true stories.